Welcome to DU Digimon.
Hello and welcome to DU Digimon, and welcome to the final episode of Jank Tank 5. We really hope you've enjoyed Jank Tank and its return. We're going to try and bring it out a bit more regularly again as we can. Saying that, next one will be delayed by a little bit because I'm actually on holiday at the beginning of August when we would normally film. So the next time we're filming a Jank Tank 5, especially if you're in the area and would like to take part yourself, is August the 21st. That's the date that we voted on, so that's when we're going to next film our next Jank Tank. And we'll try and bring out Jank Tank 6 to YouTube sometime in September, hopefully as early as we can, but we'll have to wait and see. If you're liking this content and you want to see more of Jank Tank 5 and more of Jank Tank in general, and more of the content we're bringing, make sure to like, subscribe, and ding that notification bell. We really appreciate the support, guys, because honestly, you do not know how much work goes into the videos. Sometimes it's crazy, but anyways, we are looking at the winning profile for the Jank Tank 5, and that was Aegisdramon. Now, normally we do have the profile delivered by the person that won, and that is the case. So we will be looking at Sam's deck. However, he actually made changes to the deck after Jank Tank 5, which is completely fair, and couldn't remember exactly what he was playing, so we've got the deck list here, and then we're going to give you the updated deck profile in this same video, so make sure to stay tuned, and if you go down to the comments below, there'll be a little pinned comment to say when the deck profile for the newest version of the deck starts, in case you would like to skip over, because we've technically already seen this list. But let's go into the list as it was in Jank Tank 5. So a little mix of eggs, which is cool. We've got 2 Bukamon, 2 Yokomon, kind of mixing it up with the effects there. Obviously Bukamon, you can get the memory from it, and Yokomon, you can slot level 3s underneath it, so really, really cool effect. We've got the Gomamons at 4 and the Penguinmon at 4 as well. That's our little draw engine that we've got, and you know, to help with the consistency. There's no searchers in this deck. There's not really any searchers for the Aegisdramon deck, so having those kind of draw cards is really, really cool. We've got the Betamon in there for the jamming, and also as well as the stunning, and the Crabmon for more jamming, as well as, I believe, the fact that you can then place a level 5 underneath it, which is really cool. So very, very good there. Then we've got the Aegisdramon at 4, that gives more jamming and it gives rush if it gets played out, so really, really cool there, potentially ending the game. Xichaomon at draw gives you the kind of draw and more jamming. There's just jamming on jamming on jamming on jamming in this deck. We've got the Aegisdramon promo at 4. On play, when digivolving, you get to have one of your Digimon not be able to defeated by battle, so it's also like a pseudo jamming, if you will. And on top of that, if you play something out from it, you can give rush. We've then got 2 copies of the Aegisdramon Ace. Now, originally, Aegisdramon Ace was banned from Jank Tank until Jank Tank 5, when we decided to loosen up the list a bit. So Aegisdramon Ace may very well have been one of the reasons that Sam ended up winning with this deck. It's an incredibly powerful card, really strong removal, and it just goes to show that the moment we took some of these cards off the list, a deck that plays it ended up winning. So who knows, maybe we need to go back to putting it back on again. Let us know in the comments below if you think we should go a little bit tighter on the ban list again. Continuing on the level 5s, you've got Mega Aegisdramon in there. So this is the one where, is it a bottom decking one? Yeah, so you place something underneath and then you can bottom deck, which is really cool. I can't exactly remember what the inheritable is, but I think Sam goes over it in the proper profile anyway, so no need to worry. This is kind of like a quick jet through the original list, because obviously I didn't play it, so I don't know all of the minutiae of the deck, whereas Sam does in the proper profile, hence I've done the timestamp below. We've then got Huankunmon, which is a really good card. I know there are some people that have been experimenting with this card in Mirage Galgamon, so, you know, it's a great card. Helps with the unsuspending. I think you get to place something underneath you as well when you're digivolving. I can't remember exactly. Again, Sam will tell us, I'm sure. We've got the Waru Aegisdramon at 2. On play, when digivolving, you get to play something out from your sources. You also gain memory as part of the inheritable, which is great. We've got the Metal Aegisdramon in at 1 copy, the BT2 one. It's such a shame the BT15 one is useless in this deck because Aegisdramon can't digivolve on it. But we've got the old Metal Aegisdramon in here for a little bit of thematic flavour, as well as also a good little bit of kind of removal. We've got the Plesiomon from EX03. Helps again with more kind of putting things under the sources and more bottom decking, I believe. Then we've got the Jank Tank, which at 3, which is an incredibly powerful card. I mean, if you do the right kind of stuff with it, you can clear an entire board with it, just from its when Digivolving effect, which is nuts. We've then got the Vikemon Ace, de-Digivolving, stuns things, great card. And then, of course, the star of the show, Aegisdramon, plays things out from the sources. You get to, on the opponent's turn, you get to, use your own when Digivolving effects, if they give you the right conditions. Davis is in here as a memory tamer, the only tamer of this deck, in here, and the only searcher as well, so great addition. Then we've got the Sorai and the Sea of Destruction. So Sorai obviously can help stun the other player, give you a couple more turns, and then we've also got the Sea of Destruction to kind of do more kind of clearance. And then Davis isn't your only searcher, sorry about that. Mental Training, of course, at 4, mandatory pick pretty much. Adds anything that's blue, everything in the deck is blue, and helps you go into your Digimon for cheaper. So that is our kind of flying tour of the original list. We'll now be going into the proper profile, which, funny enough, in that little profile bit, we actually talk about the fact that we were about to have Aegisdramon go into an actual tournament with meta decks. And granted, Sam got the bye, but he did go on to kind of come first, probably technically came second, which is really impressive for this deck. He technically tied with Charles to win that tournament that we're talking about in the profile part. If it weren't for the fact he got the bye, he probably would have come first, which is really, really cool. So fantastic to see a deck like this that is jank being able to play it with the big boys. Really, really cool. But anyways, we'll pass over to myself and Sam in the past for the profile of the updated list for Aegisdramon.
Hello, so welcome to part 2 of the video. So we've just done a look at the original list that was in Jank Tank 5, which Sam used to win, and now Sam's going to take us through the updates to the deck in terms of what he's playing now. He may very well be playing in a tournament tonight, actually. We don't know yet. So Sam, if you'd like to take it away.
Right, so I made a few adjustments when playing. Even though I went undefeated, I was wanting a few more level 3, so I have made a couple more changes. And well, here they are. So we are now got rid of the BT7 Gomamon, and we are running 4 of the EX6 Yokomons, purely to make Jing Pengmon a lot more efficient and make its effects go off a lot more. The BT7 Bukamon is still definitely viable. I ran 2 and 2 at the time. You can run either. They're both great cards, so however you want to play it, really. Essentially, you have to run for your BT7 Gomamons, draw 2 cards. I mean, it's great. Can't go wrong with it. You keep doing it. It's not once per turn either. So sometimes you get off twice in one turn. I am running 4 the Penguin Mons from BT11. This card basically you can attach a card from your hand and then you draw 1. So that means you keep adding in more cards. I'm running 2 of the BT15 Beta Mons. It gives you jamming, but also gives you on play, if it's played for an effect, you can stun one of your opponent's Digimon. So a bit more utility there. And then I am playing 2 of the EX06 Beermon. Reason for this, once again, jamming, which is always needed. But mainly for the blocker. So with like Aegismon's effect, when your opponent plays a card and you feel like, I'm going to get attacked here, so you can play out the Beermon and have a blocker on board. Just a bit more utility with this deck with your level 3s, really. I think you can definitely branch out to different ones. As for your level 4s, I am running 2 of the ZQ Mons, on play draw 1, and then if you play from a distribution card, you gain a memory. And also has more jamming, so that helps.
Got so much jamming.
All the jamming, like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
We are running 4 of the promo Siegramon. Now these are hard to get, but so essential in this deck because it basically is. I mean, the on-play and Digivolve effect is one of your blue Digimon can't be destroyed by battle to the end of your turn, which is a great effect as it is. So pseudo jamming if needed. But the main effects for the inheritable is when you play Digimon from one of your effects, so when you play from your sources, it gets Rush, which is so good for this deck, and it really needs it, because sometimes you don't have it, you play a card and you can swing here, but you can't. You need a Aegisdramon. It's definitely needed at a 4, unfortunately. I've seen some people play 2 or 3, but for me, it's absolutely essential you play this at 4. It makes the deck so much better. As for the other level 4s, we are just running 4 more of the BT16 Siegebomb.
Even more jamming.
Exactly, all the jamming. Once again, this has got Rush. So if you don't have that Siegemon, you can play this one out with one of your effects. It has Rush, so you can just basically do the same thing. So it's all about play from effects and swing. Level 5s. We are running 5 of the new EX06 Blankimon. So this card is on effects or when digivolving, you can play a level 3 from one of your sources without paying the cost. So you've got one of your lovely level 3s there. And then when attacking, by placing one of your other blue Digimon as this bottom Digivolution card and suspend. So is that in your head? You can keep swinging, so you play it out, Digivolve, swing, attack it, reattach. So really good effects. Unsuspending is definitely needed. We're playing 2 with my boys. Pseudomon Ace always comes in clutch. Just great card in general. You know what it does. We are running 2 of the Warrior Siegemons for BT11. I'd like to run this card more. It is just
It's a bit spenny, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 cost is not great. If you was running the Bukamon eggs, I would definitely increase that to 3 or 4, because you're getting another memory back from when you play from your sources. So great cards, but yeah, it can be a bit costly at sometimes. So 2, when the situation is right, it's good for me. And the last of the level 5s are 2 Mega Siegemons from BT15. So I find this is a very underrated card, and if I could play more, I would, but this deck's very tight for what it is. So on play or when digivolving, play one of your blue Digimon cards as this bottom Digivolution card. Return one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the bottom of the deck. So essentially, if you've got another card, just bottom deck, whatever they got out. I've used this in a situation where I was playing someone who had a very mean level 7 out. I can't remember what it was, and I had Aegisdramon on board. I used this effect to attach my Aegisdramon to the bottom of this card to bottom deck my opponent's level 7, which actually saved me. So it's a very good card. That effect it really does well. And this inheritable is when attacking by placing one other blue Digimon as a distribution card and suspend. So once again, very similar to Wankamon, so you can just keep unsuspending and swinging. So yeah, great card. I'd like to play 3 if I could, but it's tight. On to level 6s. We are running 2 of the EX3 Plesiomon. Once again, it's another card I'd like to run at 3 or 4, but level 6s are very tight in this deck. So when digivolving, you play a level 3 card on level 4 lower with Aqua or Sea Animal and its traits, which all your cards do for the most part. To one of your blue cards, Digivolution cards without paying the cost. And then you can place a blue card from your hand as this bottom Digivolution card. So the main effect we used to use this a lot with was the BT2 Metal Siegemon, because you can attach this out, and then when you go to Aegisdramon, you can switch it out. You can spit it out basically. And there's other cards you use this effect with. It's a great card. It's good for getting your stacks up. The main effect you use it for is the inheritable, which normally when you're on your Aegisdramon is when one of your Digimon is played from a distribution card, return one of your opponent's Digimon at the same level as the bottom deck. So once again, you're bottom decking like with the Mega Aegisdramon. It's a great card. I'd like to run it more if possible, but 2 is a minimum for me. And then one of the best cards is Jank Tank, the new from EX06. So this card is what makes this deck tick at the moment. It's definitely brought life into the Aegisdramon deck. So on play when digivolving, you can place up to 3 of your other blue Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card and return all level 4s or lower to the hand. For each card added, place from its Digivolution card, add another level. So obviously this can go up to level 7. And normally the time you got this out, you do have at least 1 or 2 level 3s out, as it is, from spitting them out from your effects. So this always goes off, and the other effect is once per turn. When an effect adds to this Digimon Digivolution card, you can play level 5 with Aqua or Sea Animal from its traits from this Digivolution card, which you can go out through a Little Siegramon uses on play effects, Warrior Siegramon uses on play effects, or I personally love using it with Yankamon because you get to play another card out without paying the cost, and that's when you're getting a lot of stuff out. Great card, brings a lot of life back into this deck. Yeah, phenomenal. I'm playing just the one Vicon Ace. You know what it does. It's a great card.
It's a very good inclusion, to be fair.
Yeah, Digivolve.
I ran into it in Leomon the other day, actually.
Yeah,
it's quite funny.
It's very special in many decks. In this deck, I think one's enough. You could play 2 if you really wanted, but I'm happy with one. Does the job. And then finally, we are running 3 of the Aegisdramon. Now, you can run 2 of this, you can run 3 of this. With Digimon, I always find it, if you play 3, you see it too much. If you play 2, you don't see it enough. It's unfortunately one of those things.
You need a 2.5.
Yes. I used to run 2, I've gone back to 3. Because it is quite essential for this deck, and if it's not as much searchability in this deck anymore. Well, I'm not really running as much. You're relying a lot on the Gomamon and the level 4 bird for more draw power, but it's a great card. So basically, when Digivolving, play level 3 Digimon, or a card with Seedramon or Aquatic in its name from one of your sources without paying the cost. So you can play your Jank Tank, many other cards you've got. And then once again, you can use his on-play effects because it's Digivolve and on-play, so you can keep doing the effects constantly with this card. And then it's other effects is on your opponent's turn. When your opponent plays a Digimon card, activate one of its Digivolve effects. So you basically get to pay out another card. Most of the time, your opponent doesn't realise that effect, so you just do it. It's great. On to options.
Let's go!
We are running essentially 4 mental training. You know what it does. Great card. 2 Davis. From BT3, you know what it does. It's memory setting, you find 3 cards. Great card. I'm running 1 of the Surai. So you know what that does. Great cards. Just a nice little tech option. And then finally, from EX06, 1 Sea of Destruction. You can play 2 of this. It is a very good card, and when it comes out, it really does well. But basically, place one of your Digimon cards with Aqua Animals and one of its from your hand as one of your blue Digimon Digivolution cards. Return all your opponent's Digimon at the same level. So you know, you can just run that on Jank Tank, send back to level 6. Now, for a 6 cost, it's a little bit spenny, but it's not bad if you're in a tough situation. But that's what I'm running at the moment. It's doing quite well, surprisingly, and we shall see how we do in tonight's tournament. How it does.
Indeed, yeah. Can the Jank Tank 5 tournament champion win a proper locals tournament? Thank you, Sam. And congratulations again on winning Jank Tank 5. Of course, Aegisdramon is now banned from the format. But you never know. We may have plans to bring back some of those banned decks eventually later in the year. You'll just have to stay tuned. But until next time, keep it digital.